The sloth.
The sloth.
Yeah. Normie's the same. When he's not on his phone, he's 6'2". Chasing dubs and that up. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the YKTR Sports Show. Joined by my co-host Skipper Scope. What's up, baby?
Not too much, brother.
You looking a little bit sore, limping through the door?
Yeah, a little bit sore. Obviously had the run on the weekend. Got a cork straight away, which I'm sure you would have
I said that straight away, eh?
Oh.
Like, you're going to get a cork, bro. It's all about timing, corks.
Yeah, second carry, took one off the tap and someone come and chopped me right in my my massive quads, believe it or not, and they got a cork on them. So
how was the game? Yeah,
fun as fuck, bro. It was exactly what I was looking to get out of it. Got to play in a decent game too. Samaris are a good team in this competition. Playing on the left edge with both Jaden playing in the centres and Jordan playing in the wing. It was just a cool moment for my family. They're all out there taking pictures. Aunties and uncles, like even little nieces and that.
Fuck, you look like a giant out there compared to everyone else. I've just looked at. We're doing a vlog on this as well, so Caleb and the boys were down there. So a bit of a giggle, bit grubby, but you do look massive.
Yeah, I think you forget I'm 6'6".
Yeah, you forget that. You do forget how big the boys are, eh?
Yeah.
Even Geordie, bro. We know when we go out with Geordie and like Jackson. How tall are you, Jacko?
6'2".
6'2". Like Normie's 6'2" when he's not on his phone.
You're not 6'2".
Yeah, he
is he?
Jackson, he's
so
tall.
What would I be? 6'3", 6'4"?
You'd be 6'3", 4".
I'd have to be 6'4". What's 190? So I'm 190. 190
you'd be 6'3". He's got shit posture.
Normie.
Yeah, you do. You're
the sloth.
The sloth.
Yeah. Normie's the same. When he's not on his phone, he's 6'2". Chasing dubs and that up. Have you seen that big lump he's got on the back of his neck?
Yeah.
Fuck,
I was watching him the other day. He's just like, speaking of like sloths, like he's just big hands and that. He's just mitts over his phone when he's on. He's like that, just swiping his phone. He's just like a real lanky fucking hunchy thing, eh, Normie?
Big hairy forearms too, eh, for a little lanky cunt. It's a bit weird. But obviously the game, boys got beat, yeah?
Yeah, we got beaten. We're in it for a good portion. We're on their line attacking down by a try, and then they sort of broke our back. One of our hooker, Lukey, one of my brother's good mates, he tried to go over for a try. They picked it up and went the length and ran 100, and after that, the boys were gassed.
How were the lungs, all right?
I was blowing after the first 10 minutes, and then I was okay, actually. The more I got into it, it's especially in the second half, the competitive juices start coming out, and I was getting a bit frustrated. That we weren't going to. I could see the results slipping away, so I knew the cameras were there, and it was pissing me off. But I got through the game, a bit sore, but all round it was a good fun game to be a part of.
All right, good man. All right, before we get into this content, we are dropping some merch this Wednesday. The Tennis Club, it is a vibe. It's going to be live 6 p.m. Wednesday. We normally drop on a Thursday, but we are going to be dropping on a Wednesday. So make sure you're in for that. Some fucking vibey shit in there. What's your favorite out of the Tennis Club stuff?
Well, I haven't had to have a good look because I've lost all my allowance already. So I don't know if you brought that up on purpose.
No.
No, but I like it all, bro. Like especially a lot of the like sort of grey, whitish sweaters and hoodies.
Yeah.
Those are my vibes. Like that one straight away underneath there, bro.
Doozy.
Even with the other kit that we got, I've been rocking. I've got them over there sitting on my seat.
Yep.
Before we chucked on a jacket. So that's sort of my vibe, especially for winter. You just feel like that all grey vibe.
Yeah.
That's me.
Vibey, isn't it? All right. Before we get into this, Are You Sweet style sports show, are you heading up to Brisbane?
Yes.
This Sunday. So do you want to give people details on that?
Yeah. So the first release of the tickets are sold out. Myself, Simi, Jordan, Lukey and Jacko are going to be on the vlog cameras. We're going to be hosting, like, this is going to be an all YKTR party. So this is brought to us by Jordan from Fat Frank's. He's asked us to promote it and to come out. So, I'm going to be on the mic. We're going to be partying. We're going to be vlogging the whole thing, like you've seen with X Cargo. But this one's like on roids. Like this is, we've got the whole night that we're going to be there. So. I've got a booth of 15 for a guest list with us boys and then a few others.
Cool.
And then we've also got another booth next to us for another 15. So use your imagination. We're sending the invites out to people. We can't confirm those names yet, but we've got a booth of 15 sitting right next to us just in case.
Those booth is very results dependent, isn't it? So obviously, if you've got a bit of an imagination, you'll be able to figure out who's coming. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, make sure if you want to go hang out with the boys, you want to end up on the vlog. Boys will be flying in on Sunday, going to the Origin, going to this club appearance, and then flying out. So the boys are in and out. If you want to hang out with the boys, make sure you get your tickets. Should be a vibe, and see you guys on the vlog as well. All right, let's roll into a bit of footy. Probably the most football I've watched in a long, long time, obviously due to weather, but really starting to enjoy it. I'm starting the evolution of this game. I'm starting to enjoy it. I know there's lots of breakout scorelines, but I'd rather watch tries than defense, to be honest. Do you feel the same, or do you enjoy that defense side of it?
I do miss the traditional side of like a good slog. When you think back to even like before my time, like the Manly versus Melbourne games that were just like they'd go back and forth. Even in the earlier days, like the Dogs Awards, I do miss that style of footy, but you just got to move on. You got to adapt with the games, whether it's any sport. A lot more so people want to see that attacking style of footy. If you want to see some defence, I suppose you look at the Knights game. It was 10-6.
Yeah,
but it was more of a stinker due to the weather that played a big part in it. The Warriors versus Knights game. But points are just going to be scored, and that's the way the game's flowing. So you just got to get used to it.
Our second team, both me and yours, the Melbourne Storm, are they sweet? Just coming out smacking the Tigers like that. We were both talking about this on the weekend. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and I think I spoke about it last week as well. Talked about there's the scary part about it. They haven't even been playing that great, and they've been winning games. And their most important player when it's going to come times to the end of the year, our boy Prez. When he starts getting into gear, because he's been a little bit, in and out of the lineup, and they've missed a few players themselves. I know Harry's out again, so it's been a real disruptive year. But
Ryan Pappenhausen isn't even playing.
Yeah, Pappy's been out since like round 6 or 7. It feels like.
He should be clipping up Nico Hines' next contract day.
Yeah,
I think I'm 20% back here, bro.
Yeah, bro. So he's they haven't even had the full strength yet. So that's a scary thing when you look at performances on the weekend, like we've seen. They're definitely going to be thereabouts at the end.
Our little boy, Jerome Hughes, Red Wine Romy, man, he's been in career best form. Obviously, when he moved into that halves position, there was a lot of doubt in and around him. But I think the way that the game's going, I think when you're in a system like the Melbourne Storm and your coach is Craig Bellamy, he could almost sense us. He gets to see what we don't see in terms of Jerome. And he's a natural footballer. You wouldn't have said he's a natural half, but off the back of the polls, he's ranked as the second best halfback in the comp right now.
Yeah, I've seen that. And that's once again, it's something that he
deserves to be.
We've been raving about it as well. That's well deserved for him. And it's good to see him finally getting that recognition league-wide and from the fans. Because sometimes it's a little bit harder with the fans. Like, players see it. Sometimes the fans don't see it. But I think it highlights as well, what he's done, him and Cheese have done while Munster, Pappy and Harry have been out. People are starting to see Rome, because this is what happens sometimes with voting, with Daily M's and whatnot. When players stand out, you don't really get to focus on some of the players that are doing the job. But
yeah,
like you said, the style of footy suits Rome to a T. He's probably more a natural fullback. But to play, because he's more a natural fullback, he's a better runner of the footy, and he's playing nice and flat and fast up on the line.
I was looking at the stats yesterday. I was trying to measure it off, like who's the best halves in the comp right now and how much they're actually running. And I think Nathan Cleary's was like 23 on the weekend. And obviously we'll touch it. Yeah, he ran the ball 23 times.
He ran it 23 times.
Yeah, those runs are like a little bit different. I'm not too sure how they measure it. He didn't get tackled 23 times. I know that for sure. But
is that maybe going into contact and at least getting a bump before he throws it away, or a little...
Yeah, maybe. But I was looking at it on NRL.com. I was like, what the fuck? And then Jerome was at like 8, 9, 10. Munster was at 8, 9, 10. Jerome Hughes, I was talking about Lloyd, that last one. They're all around that sort of 8, 9, 10 minimum.
Yeah.
And when you look at the game probably 4 or 5 years ago, it was very like doubles with the halves out the back. And I think Dragons still sort of really play that style where it's a little bit too slow right now. With the game getting quicker, you need your halves to be running, don't you?
Well, speaking of Dragons, look what Benny Hunt did on the weekend. When they broke open who they played, the Raiders, it was when Benny Hunt was running the footy. Like they've got some nice shape in footy. We watch a fair bit of them when they go side to side.
Too slow
like
now,
Benny
bro.
Hunt or even Normie taking the ball, like they run that shape where it's out the back. The way that Normie scored his try for people watching at home, and we say this all the time to Normie, like keep pushing up around and playing flat. So the two forwards play, instead of going out the back and shift, they just play a little short ball 1-on-1, and then Normie sweeps around the outside, gets an offload, and then it looks easy, but it's Yeah, well, fucking it can be easy, like in this day and age, because all the forwards are so gassed through the middle, bro.
And the teams are doing it. The ones that have figured out this style of football are the ones obviously sitting at the top of the table. Like Nathan Cleary runs the ball that much time. Jerome runs it heaps. Man, I would have loved to play it in this sort of time because you're not like it's like you're playing in the early 2000s, and that's when there was a glory time of centers, like your Mark Gasniers, all those types of guys, and your 5'8s and halves. It was a mad time, bro. That Scotty Hill, like Freddie Phillip was there, Nasta, Trent Barrett was a gun, Joey Johns, Stacey Jones. That style of football where it wasn't so much about, all right, let's get to this point for this big fucking beautiful shape coming back. It's just more instinct.
Yeah, we'll get to Turbo obviously, but you look at Turbo once. He's just floating around the ruck now, sitting behind it, and he's just looking at A. You can say he's just focusing on A. Giddy, Jaden Campbell, I'm going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, rolling into that. Next question is Turbo, sweet.
Yeah. No.
Have you seen former? Sweet if you're a Manly fan, but fuck, he is scary at the moment.
Yeah, I had a fair few people reach out to me because I reckoned it to like, it's like watching under sixes, bro, and he's just like bigger and stronger than everyone. That's why like I said, the Jaden Campbell try where he just pops around and sees poor Jaden, who's nice, by the way. Me and you were messaging that we
he's
both
silky,
like
bro.
him.
He's silky.
He's going to be a player once he grows into his body. But yeah, Turbo is just, how do I explain it? It looks like it's pissing him off. Like watch him when he celebrates. When he gets up, so he'll score a try and he'll get up and he'll
big frowny cunt.
And he was like, yeah. And people come and celebrate. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Bang, bang. Like this is just what I do. Like that's the mindset he looks like he's got now. It's like he's almost pissed off that people are happy that he's doing these things because he's like, I can just do this shit.
Fuck, the scary thing about it, and I know Campy put up a post yesterday. I was like, could he be the best ever? And like, I know we tend to put the past on the pedestal, and Billy Slater wasn't too long ago, but everything that Billy can do, he can do. Like he's just as quick, he's just as fit. But like it took Billy a few years to develop that pass into his game. I think someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I think Turbo's like 3 off top assists, and he's missed 5 or 6 games. You know what I mean? So he can do passes that Billy couldn't. He's got height, and this is genetics. You can't control height, but he's got a different build that he can carry the ball better.
Yeah,
he's number 1 for try assists now.
He's number 1 for try. Is he on about 19? Is that where
he's going to win Daily M?
He's on 15 passing try assists, so he's just ahead of Cody Walker.
Yeah, but to be fair, that is a little bit of a biased stat because he always throws the last pass to the winger. Yeah. So he's collecting heaps like that where Nathan Cleary would probably set up the 2 pass. They should measure that stat. They do that in ice hockey, the pass before the main pass.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, like it is a, and I know I hate comparing like Michael Jordan and LeBron and stuff like this, but I think Denham makes a really good point that he could be TBE.
He's definitely in the argument for sure. Like
he's on track. He's on track.
Like you speak about 3 or 4 of the guys. Whenever I think of Turbo, and just because of the size and the physical factor, I compare him more to Hainsey's 09 run because he does similar things where you think about when Hainsey and some of those tries where he would just go through the middle, and you just think back to that try against the Dragons where he come through the middle, nothing was happening, steps back and you can just do that. Whereas like obviously the other 2 players, I reckon Billy and Teddy are more comparable when you think about their seasons or like their style.
I think Tommy Turbo's involvement is just as high as Teddy's, just as high as Billy's, and that was probably the argument that Hainsey didn't have over Slater, that he'd pick and choose when he played. Yeah. Tommy turns up and plays every week.
Yeah.
Whether he's at centre, whether he's at fullback, he rocks up and plays. And I do get the physical, but then that's more sort of like the Latrell GI conversation because they're similar builds and similar style of playing. Yeah. But I think Tommy covers all bases.
Yeah, he does. And
this is respectfully to everyone that's like Slater. You know.
I think even they would say it like, you know, Billy and I know he's got a good relationship with Teddy, so Tommy that is so. Those boys, those fullbacks will be aware of what Tommy's doing is just crazy at the moment.
Can Manly go all the way? Close, but not all the way.
Like we said in the group chat, for me, it's Penrith and Melbourne. But that
so
either
on,
of those
on a scale of 1 to 10, Melbourne and Penrith are at 9.5 right now. Where would you put Manly?
7.58.
Yeah, I wonder how with that 1 point.
The only bit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The only bit that scares me, and like I know he's going through it, they've still got that injury thing. Like it's, I need to see him play a full season and just and get through that. I legit, as a Manly fan, I legit will like watch him and go and like if he comes out of contact and he was holding his wrist last night for a little bit, and I was like, come on.
Remember those Morris twins? They were always kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, my shoulders, but they always seem to play.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's out of that.
Yes, and then obviously you got to show the respect to those other two teams just across the board, like the strength across the board. What I was alluding to just before was in the group chat. If you Penrith and Melbourne, they're going to finish 1 and 2. They're going to have to beat Manly to go into the grand final.
That's an annoying thing,
and that's going to be tough to beat if they beat Manly, or even if that's an ugly game going into a grand final, because they're going to have to beat Manly to go through the grand final, and then still going to have to beat the other one. That's going to make it really hard for whatever team that has to do that. So whatever side of the draw Manly on, those top two teams don't want to come against them early.
And we're not ignoring the fact that Souths are a really good side on their day. They have been pumped by 50 over the past couple of weeks. And Parramatta, there's a pretty loyal blue and gold following that we have through YKTR Sports, and they always seem to bring that up. But, man, I just think Manly are better than both of them at the moment.
I agree. Yeah, probably for me, Rabbitohs are a little bit closer.
Yep.
A little bit closer because they dropped a couple of games. Yeah, I suppose even Parra dropped the games, but...
I think a happy Latrell is the scary part. And he's the one that probably can counter Tommy Turbo if they, you know what I mean?
I feel like those two teams can...
They're quite similar, eh?
Yeah,
quite similar.
They could cause some dramas to the top teams.
There's more talent than Souths easily.
Yeah.
You got Gagai, you got Cody Walker, you got Damien Cook compared to Manly.
Yeah, Cam Murray.
Yeah, Cam Murray's good, you know what I mean? So that'd be an interesting battle. Those two teams can be a nuisance for the top two.
Yeah.
You only need Nathan Cleary to be off one game, or Jerome to be off one game.
The final 4, 5, 6 games are going to be fucking sick.
Elite, yeah. So one thing we noticed yesterday, Dylan Walker at the 14 looks silky. Obviously, it helps when you get all the ball and you're on the front foot and all that sort of shit. But, man, that 14 position is starting to become really important in rugby league, isn't it?
Yep, yeah. I love it as well to see Dill come on. He's playing that roving middle role that Jakey probably would have played if he was out there. Yeah, it's going to suit him, especially if they're on the front foot. And, Taniela Pasek is...
Oh, he was good, bro. He was good yesterday.
Kick off like that. It's nice when you're playing 14 when that happens.
Yeah, and it helped. There's certain phases where props sort of get to that sort of 40 to 70 mark game, and they start to realise they start to get their lungs underneath them, their legs underneath them, and they start to realise how big or how much of an impact they can actually have. Man, that's a good little period for them props.
Yeah, and bench is so important. I had another guy, T Sips, our boy T Sips, coming off the bench.
He's coming good, yeah.
He knows exactly, he's identified what his role is in that team. He comes on and he runs the ball. So once you get hit by Marty and Taniela, T Sips comes off the bench and just
they got a good side,
people.
bro.
Yeah.
They got a good side.
Yeah, they've got a good balance now. Sean Kepi, he's got that little.
He slept on.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of late footwork and he's a bit of an awkward big body. So they've got a good rotation.
Who's their back row that hangs out with Ches on the right side, bro? He's good. He scored a try and got a cramp the other day.
Hamoli?
Yeah. I always was saying his name. Saying his name
wrong. We've got to pronounce his name right.
Yeah, bro. But there was a time he got a late tackle. He was in there and then put on a grubber and just rolled it in goal.
Is it Koalatu?
Yeah, that's him, bro. Koalatu, bro.
Big Schmolly, they call him. Big Schmoll.
Yeah, bro. He's good.
Big side, man.
Yeah. he's got nice touches, man.
Right, yeah.
And obviously with Ches and that there as well, he just steadies the ship. And Fozzie, he's looking good. He's looking trim. He's taking on the line. Traditional Manly, and you were part of that. The left side usually their better attacking side. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, well, that's where they do their best work. But no, an important thing is too, you add. I love that you brought up Foz as well because he's been back the last couple of weeks.
And there's shiny object syndrome where Schuster come in and was doing those little things. Yeah. But man, Fozzie's a different beast. He's got that experience.
Yeah, you see, I think Titans had put a couple of tries on, and there was Fozzie coming in and just having a chat. You could see he was getting animated. He's one of those guys that doesn't speak too much, but when he speaks, everyone listens. He come in, was giving the boys a bit of a spray, and Ches was happy to let him have a bit of a spray and have his say.
There's that respect there as well.
There's mad respect, because like I said, because he doesn't do it so often, it means so much more, and it takes a lot of weight off Ches.
One burden on yesterday's performance was their goal kicking. Could that hurt him moving into the future when you're rolling up against, Nathan Cleary, and he's a fucking...
Yeah,
he's a sniper from anywhere.
You got Souths as well on the other side.
Ren's
not going to miss. Even Latrell doesn't miss when he kicks. Melbourne, Nico Hines is kicking nice for him, but
Paps is
probably not going to be thereabouts. So Paps will kick. Hopefully, Prez is not kicking in the finals.
Very shanky old Prez.
But it's Ruben Garrick's been kicking all right before the weekend. He wasn't been kicking all that bad. I think he kicked he might have kicked about 8 or 9 from 9 at Suncorp. in Magic round.
So he can slot him.
Yeah, he just had an awful day. So hopefully that doesn't drag on for too much further.
Bit of Giannis about him, the time it takes for him to take a shot at goal. He's taken the more he missed, the longer he took, and the worse he got.
Yeah. But I like the fact that they kept him on and then
Agree, yeah.
They just kept on going with it because when you change it, that's just ugly because then all week you've got 2 or 3 kickers kicking.
And the good thing about it didn't affect the rest of his performance. He went on to score 4 tries. He's still carrying the ball all right. So sometimes
imagine if he kicked him, it would have been about 70.
Yeah, I think it was 68 or something, 66. So last one, Nathan Cleary. In my opinion, who's Tommy or Nathan right now?
Yeah, Tommy.
I'll go Nathan. And I heard Matty John say he's a little bit more biased towards halves, and I'll probably the same because I played in that position. I think when you watch Tommy, it's like more attractive to watch from a highlight standpoint. And obviously what he's doing is fucking... But I just think Nathan's just like a beast stick in front of him because he kicks goals, because he can turn the influence of... Oh, fuck, who knows?
Yeah. No, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer.
And then I'll even say this because they're both like elite players, but... Imagine Turbo in that Penrith team. So take Cleary out. Take Cleary out, put Cleary in Manly, and then you juggle around and like Manly's still going to be grouse, and they're going to be fucking top 4 for the season because of what Nath can bring. Yeah. But put Turbo on the back of that Penrith team.
Yeah, you're right. There's no wrong answers to this. It's just who you sort of favour. But Nathan Cleary, a bit of a cheat code at the moment. That performance against the Roosters was elite. Like I really enjoyed that.
And the thing is, Nath's getting better. Like incrementally better. Is that the right word for it?
Yeah.
Slowly getting better.
Ivan sort of come out and said he's 2-3 years off his best. Like, what the fuck does his best look like though? Like, how does he get better? There's no like weakness in his game. Yeah. He can defend, he can attack, he can play from behind, he can play from in front. He kicks. Like, what does his percentages get up to like 1 or 2%? Like, how does he get better in 2-3 years? I don't get it.
And we're about to find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. One thing that sort of brought up, and I would love to get your opinion on it, that they watched their grand final.
Yes.
Which was an interesting tactic. A lot of people would ignore it. You played in a grand final and lost one, and you talked about you started to watch it and then you couldn't because it was cringy. Yeah. What was that experience like, and how does this help the Penrith Panthers moving forward?
Yeah, well, I'll let you get to your point. Obviously, when I was watching it myself, I was like, because it's like watching the movie where you know your hero's going to die in the end or something. And it's like you've already seen it. Like, fuck it. Like it's lost that suspense for it. So I was like, what am I going to put myself through this? Like the heartache of it all again. So I just would get, and I'd slowly try to watch a little bit more each time. Just say it come on TV, like come on Fox, and you know it might be a couple of years later, and they're showing the replay again because the Roosters are involved in another grand final. You know when that happens, like when they were in 17, 18. But yeah, I was never really able to fully watch it until this year.
What is it? Because like is it like the ultimate?
It's a regret.
Self-awareness. It's regret.
It's regret. Yeah, but like I was watching things and I was like, oh fuck, I could have done that better. Fuck, you know, if I'd done this, maybe, or you know, as a team, if we'd done this, we could have won. So
yeah. Man,
that's what it was for me anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing that Ivan sort of forced them to watch it, and like they would like exactly what you said there. They weren't that far off.
Yeah,
like even though they missed the jump and got behind pretty early, and Melbourne were too good to finish, they weren't that far off.
I would have loved to have watched it as a team all together.
Yeah,
if we would have just addressed it. That's such a cool thing that Ivan's done. As soon as you said that, told me Ivan had done that. If we'd addressed it maybe straight away, but those boys already won a couple of comps, so it was a bit different for them.
Yeah,
like you know, I think it's an important thing to be doing it. Like I can't imagine the older boys wanting to watch a replay losing when they've already won a couple.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. So
yeah,
with their environment, I reckon it suits them to a T and it set them up well.
Yeah, and I think New South Wales going on to win this comp. I think Nathan Cleary will go close to being man of the State of Origin series. So the next little phase is building into this little final series where I'm glad they've dropped a couple games as well, so that don't have that undefeated streak behind them, which can be a bit of a burden, which it was last year. It's going to be an exciting little period, and it's probably Ivan's. This is how he gets better. He starts winning comps.
Yeah, for sure. They're still my team to beat at the moment.
Oh, fucking oath. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys, we'll start doing a Q&A segment to this as well. So if you guys got any questions, hit us up in the comments down below. See you guys next time.